You, what it do, baby? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Let's get it. Y'all tap in. Tap in. Tap in. Tap in. What it do? Everybody can see me clearly. I ain't doing the robot, am I? Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Come on in. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all there? Hey,
Cuz,
good with you? I ain't doing the robot, am I?
you heard that? What he say, baby?
I ain't doing the robot, am I?
ATL Jacob, ATL Jacob, falling out of love with me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hope you can find someone to love you better.
Cuz, what's
What
happening?
up? What up?
How you feeling today, man? Talk to me.
I'm good. How you, man?
I'm blessed out here, man.
I hear that. I hear that. Can't complain at all. I cannot complain at all, man. On this good Father's Day week, you heard me.
Grind is so crazy that we forgot it was Father's Day week.
Hey.
I go pick my son up from school and I got this big old card, number one dad.
Oh,
Said,
yeah.
oh, snap. Yeah.
What's up? That's what's up. Wait for mine to get old so I can get stuff like that. You heard me? Make it all in school.
Absolutely. What we on today, cuz? Talk to me.
Man, it's it's Accountability Thursday. You know that don't change. That don't change. Every day is the day to be held accountable, but it's definitely Accountability Thursday. You feel me?
Absolutely.
We meeting goals this week, right?
Oh, shit. I'm happy with my week. Hold on for a second.
All right.
I'm happy with my week, cuz.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
We got our guest. She ready. She ready. She done already sent me a, a request and all that.
Well, let's get it. What
Let's
we
get
waiting
it.
on?
No, we here, baby. We here. I just hit accept. Sometimes
Fellas,
I'm having to send people. Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
Rosa, what's happening?
what is going on? Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for
Absolutely.
coming.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining.
Hey,
Hey,
so I don't know if I sent you a request too early, but I'm here. I'm ready.
hey, look, you never too early. You right on time. You hear me?
Perfect, perfect. So I'm I'm here for you. And go ahead. And should I introduce myself first?
Yes. Do me a favor. Tell everybody who you are. You know what you do.
All right, so my name is Rosa Rodriguez, and I am an IG marketing expert and business coach. I help mompreneurs monetize their account
Mm-hmm.
using high ticket clients. So I have a 90-day program, and that's what I do. I basically make sure that you don't have to, be overwhelmed with social media. You don't have to go crazy with, like you're able to have a life
Mm-hmm.
I and not just like have your life revolve around your business, but have your business revolve around your life. So
Yes.
that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Rosa, how many times you stood in front of the mirror and said
Oh my goodness.
that?
Actually, a lot of times. And I ask people this all the time. I say, how quickly can you tell me what you do, and how easily can you say it? And I think that makes a huge difference, because if you're not clear with what you do, then other people are not going to be clear either.
Of course. Of
Yeah,
course.
and clarity beats cleverness every day of the week. So,
Every day of the week. Every day
All
of the week.
yes.
right. Well, being a business and marketing coach,
Time out. You ain't gonna ask her accountability. You up there asking me, Kyle.
Oh,
You ain't gonna start off with her?
well,
What she had on her list
it's
this week
Accountability
that she ain't
Thursday.
did?
Let me welcome you to the show.
All right.
It's Accountability Thursday.
Mhm.
What have you held yourself accountable for this week, previous weeks, and on the incoming weeks? What will you hold yourself accountable for every week that you can't do without? Like it's a goal you have to meet.
I had just recently started doing like at least, meeting my goals every day of like my steps and my movements.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that makes a huge difference for myself as a mom. I need to have all the energy that I can
Yes.
to be able to function. So if at least getting, like maybe 15-20 minute workouts every single day and moving my body every single day to a certain, like a certain extent, I think that is a non-negotiable for me at this point because I have a 6-month-old
Mm-hmm.
and I have a 3-year-old and a 10-year-old, all 3 boys. So imagine that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So high energy, a lot of high energy in this house.
Yeah, staying active. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong
Yes.
with it,
So
right?
I have to keep up. I have to, do my part to be able to keep up with them and keep up with my business. So.
Yes. Okay.
Straight up as a mother of 3, right? Can
Yeah.
you be an entrepreneur as a mother? Because a lot of, I don't have time to do this. I don't got time to do that. Can you be an entrepreneur as a mother? Are you not
Of
living
course.
true to that?
Absolutely. I can be, I think the most important thing is knowing that, it has been done. When you see someone like has been able to do this, and then you can say, okay, well, if it's someone has done it, then I know I can do it too. So always looking up to someone and having mentors is probably like the most important thing. I literally I'm on a call with you here, but I'm also I'm on a different like Zoom room in this at the same time. So I have mentors. I have mentors. I'll put them on pause for a second. I have mentors, and I think like having someone always there cheering for you and inspiring you, and like you guys feeding off each other's energy. I think that makes it possible as a to be a mompreneur.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay.
It might be a couple moms in this live. Don't listen. All them excuses.
Hey,
Cut it out.
no
Cut it out.
excuses. No excuses. I have 3 and they're all very high energy. So, it's all about, I think, and you speak a lot about this, and yeah, appreciate that because mindset is probably the number one thing, in everything that you do. I think it's a foundation to everything. So if you really want to, like if you have a goal that you want to achieve, first work on your mindset and then the rest is going to follow. So that's the foundation to the house.
Yes. Yes. Well, being a marketing and business coach, right? Can you give me some ways to serve your target audience?
So the number one thing that you can do for your audience, and this is why it's very important for you to know who your target audience is, right? Who is your target audience, and knowing like what are the things that they struggle with, okay? Because they are at a point, I always say they are in point A and you are in point B, and you want to be able to bridge the gap between those 2 things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once you know exactly who that person is, and this is probably one of the most important things, to know who your person is, what they struggle with, what they, what keeps them up at night, what are the people that they look up to. All of these things you need to know about your target audience. And once you know this, then you're going to be able to help them go from point A to point B. Okay. What are the excuses that your target audience comes up with in their mind? Like, okay, I can't do this. I can't invest in my business because, well, I don't have the money. And then your content daily or weekly has to be able to touch on those subjects.
Okay.
All right. So if you say, like I'm always talking about, mompreneurs. I think the number one thing that mompreneurs struggle with is time, right? So I'm always talking about time and how you can structure your time correctly. How can you, like delegate things so that you're not always trying to do the same, like you're not always trying to do everything yourself. How to, go from not asking for help to being able to receive help. So these are things that I can, so that I can post and guide them through so that they can get over those excuses that they
Yeah.
build in their minds. And
Okay.
I always say, you have to figure out yourself what those excuses are, and then it's not your audience's job to overcome the excuses. It's your job to come up with something that is going to help them overcome their own excuses.
There you go. There you go.
A lot of excuse. The word excuses in this live is going crazy.
Yes.
When did, like, Rosa, when you start making excuses for yourself, like, tell me this, like, tell me your background, like, yo, okay, cool. I was growing up. What did you want to be? Like, tell me your background and when you was like, you know what, I got my purpose. I figured it out. What I should be doing.
You know, I have been working. I have been working for corporate for over 15 years. By
Woo!
the time when I thought, you know what, when I want to be in corporate, I want to be a boss, I want to have a team, I want to be at this level, I want to be called this title. That was my aspiration. Like, oh, I want to work in a high-rise building in Manhattan and be able to call people, like this is my team. And then like retire and eventually go on all these other passion projects that I had as growing up. But then in 2014, all of that changed because I lost my dad, and my dad was like the rock in my family. So my dad had, let's say in November of 2013, he sold his business and retired. Okay. By January, he felt like some type of pain, and we took him to the hospital, and we realized, like they started doing tests and things like that. And by February, we found out he had cancer. He had liver cancer. Okay. So this is, he retired in November. Okay. He retired in November. In January, in February, we found out he had cancer, and he passed away on April 7th of 2014.
Sheesh.
So it was very sudden for me. And I was just like, I went through all the grieving, through all the feelings. Like I was mad. I was like angry at, God, like, why is this happening? And, like he was healthy his entire life. And I'm like, okay, what, like, why him? All those questions. And I was just like, I've been a good person, like questioning, right? And he like retired so that he can enjoy his life, but then he passed away a few months later. So I was like, is that what I want for my life? Do I want to do that? And do I want to work and he had his own business, but he was an employee to his own business. So that is like when everything started for me. I was like, how can I create something that I don't become a slave to? And my dad always said to me, he was like, I don't want, he had a bodega. So like Dominicans, hey, we have bodegas.
Hey, shout out to the Poppy store. Let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese.
I
mean, let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese. Salt, pepper, ketchup. No, I'm talking about.
Those are the ones. But so he used to always say, like, he was able to help me get through college, and I did everything that I was like, okay, I became an accountant. I like all of those things because I wanted to work for a corporation. And
Hmm.
when that happened to him, I was like, I don't want that. I don't want to work for a business for the rest of my life and then retire and maybe not enjoy it. So I started trying to figure out like what is the problem that I want to solve? What am I good at? What can I help people with? And how can I leverage the skills that I learned in corporate to actually help people out? And then I started, like working with moms because I was a mom and I wanted to help people that had the same struggles that I had. And I didn't think about it. I just started sharing like my story on Instagram, and my account grew because I was being just like very raw and real with my with I was being myself, just sharing my emotions, and I tend to be super like transparent when I speak. I don't think like I don't have like a filter, but that's actually good and has served me right.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be, right?
Hold up for a second.
Yeah,
Hold up
yeah,
for a second, man.
yeah.
Just like if y'all look at this woman, right? He was at the Black Equity Con.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I was.
Like, obviously she ain't black, right? But how important was it for you to go? Like, how important is it for you to get around the people who like are better than you, who are really moving, who are really grooving out here? Like, how important is that?
I just needed to be, like I think proximity is key.
Hmm.
Being around the people that are doing the things that you want to do. Like even reading books by people that that have done the things that you want to do. Just being around all these millionaires, like it's just like the energy that I want to have, and
Hmm.
I want to be in that room. So trust me, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it. I have a 5 month old. Like how I'm like the only VIP person that is like going on a yacht with the baby in the and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make it work. And I was there, and I was just like, I want to see people that look like me, just doing things that are amazing, and just like feel the energy in the room. So that's how it was amazing, and
That's
and I
dedication.
made. Yeah, and I made
Yeah.
more connections and more friends because I brought the baby in the baby on the boat.
Hold up, she got a lead magnet. Hold up, she found something. That's
Yep,
that's the lead
I
magnet.
I'm not ashamed to say that I definitely used my son.
Hold up, she had to laugh at that one. Like, hold up,
I
you see
did
my
because
son? Hey, how you doing? Can I speak to you?
you see,
Hey, somebody say she showed up and no excuses, man. That's
no excuses.
that's the people that I love to be around. There's no excuses. I got a 5 month old.
Yeah,
I'm still on the yacht. I'm still networking. I'm making it happen.
yeah, right.
Those
And
are the
I
type of
made
people that you
it.
want to be around.
Yeah, and I could have said, "Hey, I can't make it because my baby's too young. Like I can't fly to Miami or whatever." I could have chosen to use that as a negative, and I turned it into a positive. I turned it into a networking, like to a conversation starter. So you just have to take everything, and that happens not just in business, but in life and every single day. Like sometimes we're just like, oh, like the complaining, and like we jump at like the opportunity to complain, but you have to pause sometimes and just say, how can I see this in a different light? How can I turn this around? So that really made a difference for me.
Hey, keep going. I see you out here, man. Like that's big. How many people would have made excuses and been like, man, I ain't going. I got a 5 month old.
Yep, yep,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
Think
yes,
about that missed opportunity cost though. Like how much is it gonna cost me if I don't go?
yes, exactly. How much is
Like
gonna cost me if I don't? Yeah.
people don't think about that.
yeah.
Yeah, and I am one thing about me, I'm not afraid to, like jump on opportunities. I'm not afraid to like invest in myself. Like, okay, this is scary. I might have to stretch myself for this one, but I know that money comes around, but time doesn't. So I have to make sure that I use that, to leverage my time.
Big
There you
facts.
go. There you go. Entrepreneurs building, right? You know, some of us are new to being entrepreneurs. Some of us are trying to become entrepreneurs, right? And nobody tells us how time consuming it is. Not your regular 9 to 5, and sometimes we don't have time for everything, right?
Yeah.
So for those people, tell me how they would build a system to get some of their time back. Because a lot of people don't know how to build that system to get their time back. They don't know where to start at. How would they
Yeah.
build a system to get their time back?
Yeah. I think you have to focus on what you are, like take all of the tasks that you have, like what are
Mhm.
the tasks that I have, and lay them out on a piece of paper, right?
Okay.
And then label them between what are the things that you love to do, what are the things that you tolerate doing, and what are the things that you hate to do.
Ooh.
Okay. And then once you have those things that you're like, this is definitely a no for me, find the things that you definitely hate to do and delegate those things. Okay, go find a VA or find someone on Fiverr, find someone on Upwork, and figure out how much of that you can delegate.
People budgets be a
And
little phony though, Rosa. People budgets be a little phony. Pockets be a
yeah,
little phony.
no, you're right. You're right. But you know what? If you don't have $25 for a VA for a week, then I'm not sure you're in the right place to be an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's you can go to onlinejobs.ph and find a wonderful Filipino VA that you can pay them for a couple hours a week, and that's it. It's just slowly. You don't have to hire somebody full time from the beginning. Just slowly start leveraging your time. And you don't always, and as a mom, you don't always have to delegate just business. You can make time by leveraging at home, having someone, hey, you know what? My partner, he's going to take care of the kids today so that I can focus on my business, so that I can have a little bit of peace and focus on this. My son, he's going to be the one taking out the trash. He's going to be doing this. Like, delegate and ask for help. And definitely, like, that's, as a mom, like, moms usually feel guilty about like asking for help. Like, no, I'm a superwoman, I can do all of this. I'm gonna cook, I'm gonna do the laundry, I'm gonna do all of these things. And if I don't, then I feel like a bad mom.
Mhm.
That's the culture. Like, forget about that. You need to get over that mindset first. That's like first things first. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, if you're going to be making millions of dollars, because that's what you have to decide what you're going to do, and focus on it. Then you can't be afraid to ask for help. You delegate, ask for support. Like, get over that mindset that you cannot ask for help, and that you can't like tell people, I'm a little overwhelmed, this is the right time for me to ask for help.
There you go.
So yeah.
Y'all go watch the movie Bad Moms. All right, don't feel guilty. You feel me?
Don't feel guilty, for sure.
Don't feel guilty, man. Talking about a lot of entrepreneurs and it's a lot of fake entrepreneurs. What's up with the
No,
people that say
hey,
they got business, but every time you come around, they ain't selling nothing, they ain't talking
it,
about it? Man,
it's
what's
just an
wrong with y'all?
expensive hobby. It's an expensive hobby. That's it.
Dang, I like that. Expensive
Right.
hobby.
Yeah.
Y'all got a lot of expensive hobbies out here, man.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
selling them
Seriously.
t-shirts.
Hey, you know what? I'm currently reading a book called Thinking Big, or Think Big, I think it's called, right? Think
Mhm.
Big. And I think one of the things that we suffer from as a culture is like, we pick the smallest thing and we go after that, and it's like easy to reach. But if you want to make like, if you want to make $1 million, oh, aim to make 10, and then you're gonna like, you're at least gonna make 1 million. So you gotta aim high so that you can put all you can into it, and then get past your own limits.
Yes.
Mm. Rosen here. Speaking of y'all, some of y'all left the building. Said, man,
All right.
you heard me.
We do take questions from the comments too, y'all. We need y'all to get active.
Yeah. Go ahead.
We need y'all to get active. All right, so you know, you're a coach, so I gotta ask. You know, everybody's gonna ask you what to do to get clients, right?
Yeah.
What should I do? What should I do to get clients? What should I do? So I need you to give me what you should do, but also what you shouldn't do to get clients. So I need both of those, you know, for the people that are looking for
What you
clients.
should do is stay in your goddamn lane. I come to you to talk about goddamn Turo. Then you talking about, well, I do Airbnb too. Then you do credit. Look, I asked you for one thing. Stay in your goddamn lane. Hey.
Oh my gosh, so funny. Stay in your lane, yeah.
There you go.
But so yeah, so there's some things that I and I'm actually in the process of writing a book called How to Attract Clients. You know, on Instagram using attraction marketing. And attraction marketing basically is like you just put the information out there and people are attracted to it, and they, you know, like you're like, the link is there. If you want to book a call, and I'll let you know how much I'm charging. You know, so here I am, here's the stuff, this is what I can do. And if you're, you know, like if this is why people need to become like the person first, because you need to be confident in what you can deliver. And if you're confident in what you can deliver, then other people are going to be confident in it too. But if you are not, if you're speaking about your products and you're just like, I think I could help you, but not so sure, you know, I'm not so sure I could get you there, then that immediately is going to turn people off. Right. So you have to start with yourself, and with your content, you're going to be attracting the right people. Now, I see some people that, and I think we've all gotten this, like that the people reaching out in the DMs, like dropping those cold messages. I don't recommend that. That's a no for me. I feel like that's like, okay, hey, how are you doing? If you want to build a relationship with a person, it's just like dating, right? If you, the first time you meet someone, you're not going to say, oh, hey, you know, it looks like we are a good match, let's get married. No, how do you feel about that? And I ask people this, like, if you don't feel good about that, then don't do it to somebody else. Just figure out what the problem is. And if you start asking questions instead of like, hey, what can I get? And instead, like, how can I help you? How can I give you something? Always approach, if you're going to approach someone for whatever, you know, like you had a conversation or a comment, if you're going to approach a person in the DMs, make sure that you're approaching them to figure out what their problem is and to see how you can help them instead of how they can help you.
Yeah.
So that's the cold messaging is definitely a no for me. And building relationships and, you know, engaging in other people's content, that's the way to go. So
yeah, of course. So basically showing what you could do what you can do for them, show them what you bring to the table, basically. You know?
Yeah, exactly. You show what you can bring to the table with your content, and then reciprocate what you want to get from other people. Like if you want people to engage with your account, make sure that you're engaging with theirs. So, you know, keeping that in mind.
Straight facts. Don't walk up to me talking about you selling CDs. Like you ain't doing nothing for me, brother. I don't listen to rap music. I listen to R&B. You know what I mean? Help a brother out. They go from $15 down to $10 down to $5.
Yeah, and you know what? I know a lot of people that drop their offers in the DMs, but I would recommend against that. I just say, hey, why don't let's book a call and see if we're, you know, like if I can help you in any way, and then we'll, you know, like we'll take it into like a face-to-face conversation. It's just like old school, right? Face-to-face.
Big facts, man. Big facts.
What
All
around?
right.
Go ahead. My fault.
About to say, cuz?
No, I was just going to ask her. What what inspires you on a daily? What around you inspires you on a daily, and how does it inspire you? Inspire you.
My kids definitely
Mm.
are, like an inspiration to me because I want to be able to teach them by, like showing them and not by telling them. So I think that's a big thing, like showing them that I'm going after my dreams, that they can also do the same thing, and that when something happens, they can't just like give up. And these are the things that, like everyone has a bad day, but also are you gonna get up and keep going? So that's one of the things that inspires me. But also motivation, like my morning routine, it has to be like I try to incorporate some type of motivational like podcast or YouTube video or a book or something in the morning that is gonna kind of like give me that little boost. It's like the coffee in the morning. It's like, okay, this is what's gonna get me, and then like first thing, and that definitely helps me.
Okay.
Oh, I lost my
You know somebody
a
called her.
second
You know
there.
Instagram. Listen, somebody call you when you're on Instagram Live. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
You be over there talking like
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I know that has happened for real. Yes. So
That's what's up. Talk to me about. I mean, I know your dad passed away, unfortunately, right? But one of the hardest things that you ever did, right, and said, you know what, my current situation is not my final destination. Like, go through that one time, because a lot of people think this is how people talk to themselves. I'm never going to get ahead. I'm never going to do this. Like, if you say that to yourself all the time, over and over and over, how do you expect to get ahead?
yeah.
Please help me. Like, please help me out.
No, that's for sure. If you say to your whatever you say to yourself is was, and I tell this to my son all the time. I said, how do you feel about, like what you want to do, and make sure that you say it out loud, like these are the things that I want, and these are the things that I'm gonna do. So your words and your thoughts become your reality. But for me, I guess one of the like hardest things that I went through was I'm not, so I don't want to say any like person specifically, but I was in a team and corporate, and like the person that the environment that like manager, manager's manager or whatever. And it was just like something that it was really like a toxic place. And I was pregnant at the time. So I felt like, okay, how am I ever gonna get out of here? And like how,
It's that serious though.
yeah.
Everybody
And
done it.
I just like it was like I had the times where I felt humiliated. I felt, like there were times where I had to like excuse myself and go to the bathroom because I felt like I couldn't take it anymore, and I would cry and come back to my desk like, how long am I going to be able to put up with this? And like many times I was like, I'm going to walk out of here. And I am never coming back. But I instead, like I would talk to myself, and I had to become like my own cheerleader in my mind, in those times, to be able to get through those hard times, because if not, I would have like curled up into a ball and just like, like just not move or not get out of that situation. So I started like applying for other opportunities, even in the same area. And I think it took me about a month to from the time that I was just like, I cannot really, I'm about to walk out of here, to actually find another opportunity and move out of that team. So I'm so glad that I did. I was so happy.
I hear that. I
But
hear that.
that was really tough. That was really tough, especially when your family is depending on you and like your salary and you know, like you're the primary breadwinner in your family, and you're like, okay, I cannot fail. I cannot put my own, um, you know, I cannot just quit and like not have something else lined up just because, you know, like I feel humiliated. Like I have to hold it down for my family. So, you know, that's, you have to go through all of those things, and being able to hang on, um, and come out on the other side winning. That was, you know, like something that I proved to myself. Like I, the limit that I thought I had, was not, like that was not it. I was able to, you know, push myself further and come out winning out of that situation. So
I hear. I hear
That's
that.
big, yo. That's big. That's a lot of sleepless nights.
yeah, yep,
That's a lot
yep,
of mornings. Like, yo, I like. Do y'all understand? I like. I want to blow this place up.
yeah,
Like, imagine going somewhere. Like I told you earlier. Like for real. I told you earlier when I was working at the bank. That's how I felt.
yeah,
Like I hate it. Think about it. You hate this place, but I gotta go there every day because they give me a
yes,
paycheck. I hate this place. I hate
thank you.
everybody in here, and I gotta deal with the Courtney jokes,
Thank
right?
you.
The
Yeah,
BS. Like,
yeah,
yo, that take a lot. Like, you talk about
yeah,
being patient and really understanding yourself. I'm
yeah.
telling you
And
that.
you know, one of the things I think that in the person, like the manager, that I had at the time, one of the things that I had to do, because I'm like, how do I turn this into a positive thing? If I feel like I can't, you know, like I can't take this anymore, and you know, like this person is doing this to me, and I had to start thinking of that person as like the victim. So instead of me being the victim, I started turning it around and saying, you know, like my manager, you know, whatever she's going through at home or whatever she's going through in her life is making her, you know, have this, like, you know, like go through this and trying to push it onto other people, pushing it onto me at the time. And I was just like, I kept saying to myself, I just feel really bad for her. I just feel bad for her. And you know, like I would come and I would come into work and I would look at her, not with like anger, but with compassion. Like, whatever she's going through, it must be really bad that she has to be acting this way.
Mm,
And that was what helped me through for real.
telling you, telling you, there's a lot of people that go through that. Tell
Yes.
you,
Yeah.
So being a coach, right? You get clients and you know people that you're coaching or whatever. Like, how do you deal with that client that is just not getting it? And then, you know, you got the other people that are hitting their marks. You know, they're easy to push through. They got it. You know, they got it.
Yeah.
But you deal with that person
you tell
that's
them they dumb,
just not
stupid,
getting
and slow.
you you know what, there's always there as a coach, you're gonna have to deal with different personalities, and you know, one thing that you need to learn is that, you can give somebody the blueprint, like step by step, and
Yes.
if they don't do the work, there's nothing you can do there. You know, it's like wanting to fix a person. All
Mhm.
you can do is drop, you know, like mindset, you know, like try to keep them accountable. But if all of that doesn't work, then there's really nothing that you can do in that situation, because you know, like you can be motivating, you can try to motivate someone to do the work, but if they don't motivate themselves, if they cannot, you know, like get past their fears, there's only so much that you can help them, you know, help them do when in that situation. So it's really sad, because sometimes, and frustrating as a coach, because you're like, you see people with so much potential that is just like, I just want to, you know, like I just want to take it, go ahead and do this. And sometimes, you know, like now, like, can I make you do it? You know, like I cannot make you do it. Everyone, yes, everyone has to show up for themselves. And some, you know, like, and it's funny how it works. Like I have paid clients and clients that I've worked with for free, and the people that I've worked, some, you know, like some people that I've given like maybe an hour of my time in a workshop, and they came out winning like way more than the person that I, you know, like than the person that was like had the program and didn't like really do the work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hear my son in the background.
No,
I heard him too. I didn't know if it was his or yo.
No, no, and sometimes my kids are on YouTube and I'm like running and I'm running upstairs and I'm like, wait, is that the baby or is that on YouTube?
Hey, like Rosa said, listen, me as a coach, mentor, however you want to look at me, Rose as a coach, the information is on us, the execution is on you. We can't do it for you.
Exactly.
that's a real one right
And
there.
the crazy thing about it is you see all these people that we done trained, they winning.
Yeah.
But the crazy part about it is people tell you like this, right? I'm on the phone. I'm like, yo, okay, you going to call, you going to say this. You know what the person called me back and said? I sent the email. I said, you're going to call. Like, you're not listening.
You're going to call them.
You're going to call. You ain't going to send the email.
Yeah. Like we specifically said you're going to call.
Yes, I told you to call. Oh, I sent the email.
No, and a lot of people have a big thing about, you know, like about going live, about doing video, and all of those things. And I always say, okay, let's try doing stories. Let's try doing, you know, like let's baby step through it until you get to doing a live or until you get to doing a collaboration. So there's ways to like push slowly to certain people. You have to know like, okay, what is the personality, and like, okay, this person is gonna jump on it right away. Some people are just like, all right, I did it. You know, like I jumped, I did it or like yesterday, and some people are like, oh, not today, you know. So,
I'm still working on it.
Yeah, right.
Nah, the biggest excuse is, oh, I'm still researching. That's the biggest excuse I've ever heard.
Doing the research, yes.
What you researching the research for? I've been
Yes.
doing this for 10 years. I know exactly
the
what to do, what to say, how to say it. But what you researching the research for?
He said, why are you researching the research?
Like what?
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna pause for a second here, guys, so that I can grab the baby and you guys can keep it moving here for a second for me while I get the baby.
I got some questions for him too. He need to come.
Okay, perfect.
Shout out to the moms in the chat, man. Shout out to the moms making it happen. Shout out to the moms. You know what I mean? Giving their son away to get the knowledge.
Look, being a parent don't stop. You feel me?
Absolutely not.
I need to know how many ounces he got in his bottle. Yeah. All that.
I need to know what type of Similac. I need to know if you putting the rice in there so he sleep with it. Like,
man, look,
give him a little rice in that milk. He be all right.
That rice do wonders. You hear me?
Man, I was blessed though. My son slept through the night early without the milk. I was blessed.
Like how early?
I'm talking about like 6 months. I mean 6 weeks that early.
Sheesh. I ain't even think about that thing, yo.
The crazy thing is the first night coming home from the hospital, I'm thinking I'm about to get sleep, right? We've been in the hospital for 5 days. I'm like, I can't wait to go home, get in my bed. 2 o'clock. And I said, yo.
What's up, man?
I'm about to die.
So I got questions.
He's like, what is going on over here?
He said, man, I'm trying to hop in the live. Y'all ain't hearing me.
Yeah.
Elmo or Big Bird?
Yeah.
I know like, Elmo or Big Bird, how many ounces you got in your bottle. And what you said cereal day? The cereal?
Yes. So, you know, you have to do what you have to do, and it all works out in the end.
Yeah. And you know, it's good to see, you know, why you get up and do it every day. You know what I'm saying? Like that's big right there. You know what I mean? Nobody has bought their child, you know, to the live. But it, you know, it resonates with all of us because we're parents. You feel me?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And it
And
makes you.
yeah, and you know, like sometimes we feel like we need to be perfect and
Mhm.
we need to show up perfectly. We need to finish something a certain way, or you know, like we hesitate to go live because we, you know, like our kids are around or
Mhm.
something like that. And the fact is that we all have, you know, like we have kids. If you're, you know, depending on your audience, like we all have kids, we all have things that are happening. We have real lives,
Yes.
and people want to relate to you.
Mhm.
People don't want you, people can't relate to a person who is perfect.
At all.
So that's what we get wrong sometimes. Like, oh, it's not ready yet. You know, like I can't do that yet. I can't show up like this because I have no makeup on, or you know, I don't look great today. And those are the times that we need to show up because there's people out there waiting to have it all worked out before they start. So by you showing up in your struggle, by you showing up the way that you are with whatever situation you're going through, that's how you are helping other people and inspiring them to actually go for it no matter what is happening in their lives. So that's why we're here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Done is better than perfect, y'all. Get it done.
Yes, done is better than perfect, and perfect never gets done. So
Mm. Miss Rosa Rodriguez, we really appreciate you coming through the top discussion this
thank you so
Thursday.
much.
I just need to hear if you was going to talk to maybe 17, 18-year-old self, like today, what would you say to him right now? Oh, snap.
Hmm, that's a good one. I think what I would say is, you know, like say no more often. Say no more often.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to be yourself. You know, trust the process is probably one of the things that I tell to my cousins and my nephews that are around that age. I always tell them, you know, just follow your heart and trust the process. Trust the process. And that's really important. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Y'all
you.
heard the woman. Trust the process even when the process feels like it's not processing. Telling you.
Yes, exactly.
I'm
That's
telling you.
right. That's right.
Yes. Thank you for everything.
Yes.
Thank you for all the game that you gave us. All right, little
Yes.
man.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Now, mama give you
Dallas,
some rice. You know what I
Dallas,
mean?
some cereal. Yes.
You know what I
That
mean?
Dallas made it to the top discussion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at him.
He's happy about that.
I
All
hear that.
right. Thank you
All
so
Yeah,
right,
much,
now
bro.
you
guys.
take care.
Have a good one. Okay.